Live from New York City, it's time for the 31st annual edition of the Chao Racing Tournament of Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, fans of all ages of the Chao Racing universe, give it up for your commissioner of the Chao Racing universe, Patrick Sweeney! Hello, Chao Racing universe! Welcome to the Chao Racing Tournament Champions from the heart of the Empire State of New York City. Tonight, 48 nations, with the respective fans cheering on in the audience, will decide who has the right to be honored as the next Supreme Champion of the Chao Racing universe. Are you ready to get going, fans? Well then, without further ado, good luck to all 48 nations of the tournament, and let the games begin! First up tonight is the host participant of this year's Tournament of Champions, Thomas Linklater from the United States of America, Bernard Yares of France, and Brian Hopkins of Ireland. All opening round races will be held on the polo course. So, let's see who's got what it takes to become Supreme Champion this year. We have placed the balls on the tracks. Everyone ready to go? Yes, we are. So, without further ado, let's have a Chao race! On the polo course, they push the balls to the other side, and the first Chao to make it to the finish line will move on to the round 16 for the respective nation. Here they come, making their way to the finish line. Bernard Yares wins this one for France. Thanks to everyone in the USA and Ireland for being with us in the audience. France, we will see you in the round of 16, and we now proceed to race number 2. And race number 2 is between Lo Tangen of the DRC, Alago Carlos of the Netherlands, and Jem Fitzgerald of Iran. Who will take the first step towards becoming the Supreme Champion for one of those nations? We're about to find out right now. Here we go, folks. Let's rock this place! Alright, we're looking forward to the exciting Tournament Champions. 75,000 fans, each with at least 300 or so from all 48 nations. Looks like the Netherlands are going to be happy with the result here. Alago Carlos moves on to the round 16 for the Netherlands. Thank you, DRC and Iran, for all your support. Netherlands, congratulations, you're moving on. We're just getting started here, folks. Back for races 3 and 4 after these words. And now time for races 3 and 4 of the opening round of play. For race number 3, we have Angie Rodasto, a fan favorite from Sweden, Tep Janssen of Portugal, and Fana Rings of Chile. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and please start the race! And Tep Janssen is quarterback. That will give Angie and Fana the opening edge. Angie and Fanny are trying desperately to get into the round 16. Looks like Fana passes for one. So this race is all in Angie's favor tonight. Angie Rodasto moves on to the round 16. And now he will have another chance to earn the Supreme Champions for Sweden. Thanks to everyone at Portugal and Chile for being with us. And we'll see you later on in the round 16. Team Sweden. And for race number 4, we have Joey Cressley of the Fans Down Under from Australia, Aja Wallace of Indonesia, and Ivar Chess of Azerbaijan. Who is going to face Angie Rodasto and Team Sweden? We're about to find out right now. Here we go! They're off and running, and they push the balls to the other side. The rainbow path is filled with 8 wonderful Chao, including 4 silver Chao computer opponents. And right now, here comes Ivar Quest making his way towards finish line. And Ivar Quest moves on to the round 16. Thanks Australia and Indonesia for all your support. Lots more fun after this announcement. Stay tuned. Okay, now for race number 5, representing last year's runner-up, Sal Roberts of Team New Zealand, Jorge Estanos of Mexico, and Kika Stefan of Barbados. Let's see what happens here as they begin the quest for the Supreme Championship title, and they are off! And there goes Sal Roberts, beginning New Zealand's quote to redemption for 2021. Sal Roberts lifts New Zealand to the round 16. They finished as the runner-up last season. Tonight they're gonna do their best to win off for 2021. As the one speed bus of this race, we made by Kika Stefan. Thank you Mexico and Barbados for all your support. And New Zealand, maybe this will be the year you'll have a Supreme Champion. We'll see you later in the round 16. But we're far from finish here, folks. Race number 6 features Asan Wu of Norway, Diago Swan of Kenya, and Chent De Lave of Guatemala. The winner will go on to face Sal Roberts and Team New Zealand in the round 16. So let's have a Chao race! Who is going to be the winner to face New Zealand and Sal Roberts in the next round? Looks like Kenya might be the one if they don't go to rest. Yep, I think Diago Swan is going to make Kenya happy tonight. Diago Swan moves on with Kenya. Thanks Norway and Guatemala for all your support. Kenya will face New Zealand in the round 16. Back in a bit, do not go away. Now for race number 7. Yup, he's back for more. He's Samo Uyinawa from the Russian Federation, Uvek Pan of Egypt, and Watap Carlos of Zambia. Let's see who's got the lucky 7th dip in this race. Good luck to the next 3 nations here, and please start the race. So let's find out who is the next participant to have a chance to become the Supreme Champion for the 2021 championship season. Uvek off to a good start ahead of the other competitors. It's going to be down to the wire here, folks. Looks like Uvek Pan is going to rest, which means Watap Carlos is going to move on to the round 16 for Team Zambia. Thanks Russia and Egypt for being with us in the attendance. Zambia, congratulations. You know what that means. You guys are moving on to round 16. Let's move on to race number 8. This will lead us to the halfway point of the opening round of play, and it will feature Zach Mitchells of South Africa, Nomnak Pan of Saudi Arabia, and Sujak Menares of Tanzania. Let's see who's got what it takes to earn the victory. Let's rock this place! And a free challenge pushing the ball to the other side. Remember, the first person to make the finish line, regardless of where they stand in the 8 challenge, will move on to round 16. And it's going to be a close one down to the wire. Looks like Nomnak Pan's going to move on. Yep, Nomnak Pan moves on to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is going to have a chance to become Supreme Champion this year. Thanks to South Africa and Tanzania for being with us. And it's more summit coming up. So we're halfway through the opening round now, and it's time for the second half of the opening round of play. To start the second half, we have Vera Keaton from last year's third place finalist Croatia, Vincent Herberts of the United Kingdom, and Jena Jikos of the Czech Republic. Alright, the players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place! And those United Kingdom fans are going to cheer on Vince Herbert with all his power and strength. And Vince Herbert is going to have United Kingdom a chance to become Supreme Champion. Vince Herbert wins a dominating affair over Croatia and Czech Republic. Thanks, Croatia and Czech Republic, for all your support. United Kingdom, you're gonna have a chance to crown a Supreme Champion if you keep it up with the good efforts. Congratulations on your fine efforts so far tonight. And for race number 10, we have Christian Wesley of the Great True North Strong and Free Canada, along with Hugo Garcia of Spain and Zarwan Folks of Slovenia. The winner will go on to face the United Kingdom in the round 16 grand one in the event. So good luck to these next 3 players, and please start the race. And Christian Wesley scored rest. There goes Hugo Garcia with all his minor strength. Now he is scoring rest, but in just a moment, he is going to lift Spain to the round of 16. And there it is. Hugo Garcia is going to face Vincent Herbert and UK in the round 16. Thanks, Canada and Slovenia, for being with us. We'll see you, Spain, in the round 16. Lots more fun after this announcement. Stay tuned. Alright, now for races 11 and 12. First, for race number 11, we have Suman Rus back again for Brazil, Didra Fergato of Italy, and Isan Shigami of China. So, the players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and please start the race. Alright, Suman Rus trying to get another Supreme Championship title. She done it in 2019 in Quito, Ecuador. Isan Shigami all to an excellent start ahead on the competition. And Suman Rus trying to make a statement, but it's not going to be enough. Isan Shigami moves on to the round 16 for Team China. All house squad to Brazil and Suman Rus on a fine efforts. And thanks to Italy for all their support. China, we will see you later on in the round 16. Congratulations. And for race number 12 will be 3/4 of the way finish with with Ami Gestar up in Philippines, Dara Erickson of Iraq, and Cogito Elk of Panama. Who is going to face Isan Shigami in the round 16? There's only one way to find out. Please start the race. So, the winner will go on to face Isan Shigami in the round 16 and will face off against China. Looks like Cogito Elk might get that chance for Panama this year. Yep, Cogito Elk is going to celebrate the win here, folks. Cogito Elk is going to face Isan Shigami in the round 16. Thanks, Philippines and Iraq, for all your support. Panama, we will see you in the round 16, and there's more assignment coming up. Do not go away. Alright, 4 more spots are available for the next round in the round 16. One of them for race number 13 will feature last year's 4th place finalist, Soda of Costa Rica, Nija Host of Pakistan, and Oleg Pan of Israel. One of those nations is going to be happy after we saw this race. Who's it going to be? We're about to find out. Please start the race. Alright. Lucky number 13 will certainly be a lucky day for one of those nations for the moment. Who is going to have a chance to become the Supreme Champion this year? We're about to find out the answer momentarily. Looks like one is going to hit the finish line first. So the superstar with second place is Oleg Pan of Israel, as Nija Host will get the 1 PS for this race. So congratulations, Israel. You're moving on to round 16. Thank you, Costa Rica and Pakistan, for all your support. So now, let's find out who will face Israel in the round 16. As race number 14 will feature Sonia Hadias of Ecuador, Jessa Taken of Greece, and Tudor Joint of Argentina. Alright, Israel's waiting for their opponent next round, and this race is off and running, ladies and gentlemen. Who is going to face Israel? Will it be Ecuador, Greece, or Argentina who have the right for that honor? Looks like Argentina's all to an excellent start with Tudor Joint, and here she comes. She's making way to a finish line, and Tudor Joint is our winner. She's going to face Israel in the round 16. We'd like to thank everyone from Ecuador and Greece for all their support, and we'll see you later on Argentina in round 16. Coming up, there's more exciting action for you, but first have a look at this. Alright, we're just now down to the last couple of spots in the opening round. Race 15 will feature Wes Hugerts of Singapore, Bengal Knowles of Estonia, and Rajeli Patans of Belize. So, what's gonna happen here next? There's only one way to find out. Let's rock this place! So, number 15 will be either Singapore, Estonia, or Belize. As we continue our annual tournament here in New York City, they're all cheering on the fans on the sport. And by the way, looks like it's going to be a close one down to the wire. Bengal Knowles lifts Estonia to the round 16. That was a close battle over Singapore, as number 1 will get Beavers. Thank you, Singapore and Belize, for all your support. Estonia, nice job out there. We'll see you later on in the show. And finally, race number 16. The battle who determine who will face Estonia in the round 16. It's Mona Yogna of Liberia, Jutaro Carlos of Poland, and Homero Wu of Slovakia. Alright, everyone is on the clock, so without further ado, let's have a challenge! There goes Poland. Jutaro Carlos is gone, ladies and gentlemen. Jutaro Carlos lifts Poland to the round 16. What a dominating effort by Jutaro Carlos. And Poland, you have a chance to become Supreme Champion later on in the show. You're going to face Estonia in the round 16. Thanks, Liberia and Slovakia, for all your support. And we will return with the round 16 coverage following a word from our sponsor. So, 48 nations began a tournament hoping to crown their next Supreme Champion. Now, the playfield has narrowed down to 16, and we congratulate all of the 16 nations for winning the opening round from the last round, and now they continue their quest to become the Supreme Champion. So, on to the round 16, as race number 1 of the round 16 will be between Bernard Jares of France and Alago Carlos of the Netherlands. Round 16 races will be held on the Amphitheatre course. Take a look at the lineup. It's the Chao Racing Tournament Champions in New York City, and we're just about standing ready to go. So, let's have a Chao race! Alright, so Bernard and Alago will start off the round 16 play for the 2021 Tournament of Champions. Both competitors are neck to neck, heading into the bridges. Looks like both competitors are going to stick with the bridges. Looks like number 1 is going to pass, and Alago Carlos taunts to Bernard Jares. As the first superstar to get speed best is number 5, who's trying to catch up in hurry. Alago Carlos trying to defend the lead over Bernard Jares, as number 7 will join those two competitors up in the front. As number 5 opens up the round 16 play with back-to-back speeders. And number 2 is singing the last place blues, ladies and gentlemen. He has no hope for surviving whatsoever. As he takes the next speed bus, Bernard Jares wins this one for France. And look at that, he barely edged out one of the silver Chao. Thank you, Netherlands, for all your support. And France, congratulations, we'll see you in round 8. Moving on to race number 2 of the round 16. It's Anji Vanasto, one of the fan favorites from Sweden, taking on Ivar Chess from Azerbaijan. So the winner will go on to face Bernard Jares and Team France in the round of 8. Good luck to the next two competitors in round 16, and please start the race! Alright, Anji Vanasto off to a good start ahead of Ivar Chess at the current moment. And like we always say, with each of every nation, anything can happen in the Chao Racing universe. Anji Vanasto trying to maintain some ground in the early run. And who will have the right to gain the first BS this time around? It's number 7. Lucky number 7 of the Silver Chao. Number 2 is decided to pause from 1. And number 1 with a shortcut takes first place. So this race will go to the next back standing. That's number 6. Takes BS number 2 of this race. RG Rodusto is going to have another round of 8 performance for Team Sweden tonight. RG Rodusto moves on to the round of 8 for Team Sweden. As Ivar Chess takes the last BS. Thank you, Ivar Chess, for being with us. And congratulations to you, Sweden. RG made you happy again for the moment. Let's see how long it will last. Back in a bit. Do not go away. And for race number 3, we have Sal Roberts of New Zealand and Diago Swan of Kenya. So we filled up 2 slots for the round of 8 earlier in the show. Now let's find out who will take spot number 3. The players will line up and ready to go. Everyone's on the clock. And let's rock this place. So Sal Roberts trying to lift New Zealand one step closer towards fulfilling their redemption, while Kenya is trying to chew out Diago Swan to try to get to another grand final appearance. Right now, it looks like Diago Swan was going to best, so Sal Roberts will have command of the lead. And it looks like Water Sewer Chao is heading for the water. As number 1, who is desperately near his top when he goes rest, takes the first speed bus this time around. And it looks like number 5 of the Sewer Chao took a shortcut. He will wind up in first place. As number 1 takes back-to-back speed bus. Oh, it's going to be a close one for second place. Sal and Diago are neck to neck, trying to get to the finish line to join number 5. Who's always jumping up and down. Who is going to make it to round of 8? Sal Roberts with Speedbus, but it's Diago Swan who's going to move on for Kenya. Thanks, New Zealand, for being with us. Kenya, congratulations to you. And we'll be halfway done for this round after we present race number 4 with Watap Carlos of Zambia and Nonak Pan of Saudi Arabia, who is going to face Diago Swan and Kenya in the round of 8. There's only one way to find out. Please start the race. Okay. Spot number 4 will be either Zambia or Saudi Arabia for the round of 8. And here they come. They're going to make their way towards the bridges. And Watap Carlos is going to rest. So he'll be left behind in the competition for a while. And Water Sewer Chao is heading for the water. As number 5 will start his BS this time around. Number 6 gains strand last place, who is going to rest in the come on as Nonak Pan with Saudi Arabia to the round 8 with a shortcut strategy. As number 1 takes BS number 2. Nonak Pan paying off his shortcut strategy, and Saudi Arabia's stream is still alive for one more race later on in the show. A big thank you to everyone participating from Zambia for being with us, and we have just enough time for one more speed bus on this race, and it will be made by number 5. That makes his second speed bus on the race. Saudi Arabia, we'll see you later on about 8, and we'll see you right after this. Alright, moving on to races 5 and 6. Race number 5 will feature Vincent Herbert of the United Kingdom and Hugo Garcia of Spain. We're now in the second half of the round 16 play, and things are looking mighty fine so far tonight. Let's see who's going to move on. Best of luck to the next 2 nations, and please start the race. So, Vince Herbert is going to rest. That means Hugo Garcia will have control of the opening edge. Will it pay off nicely? We'll find out soon enough. Right now, number 7 is trying to defend the lead over number 2 at the Cameron. And number 7 and Hugo Garcia are heading for the water. And Hugo Garcia paid off his shortcut strategy. But what about number 7? Well, as number 5 takes the opening toss, number 7 did beat out Hugo Garcia. But that doesn't really matter, because Hugo Garcia is going to move on to the round 8 for Team Spain. He finishes in second place, and that was enough to put Spain in the round of 8. The last time they won a tournament was back in 2015 with Olivia Newton. As number 6, we'll have the next command because he can dominate over the rest of the pack. And my now poor number 2 has no hope for surviving whatsoever. So, with second place, Hugo Garcia moves on to the round of 8. Congratulations, Spain, and thanks, United Kingdom, for all your support. And now, race number 6 will be Isan Chigami of China or Cogito Elk of Panama. The winner will go on to face Hugo Garcia and Spain in the round of 8. Let's see what happens here. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock. And let's have a challenge! Alright, so China and Panama will be battling to have the right to face Spain in the round of 8 later on tonight in the show. Cogito Elk off to an excellent start ahead of Isan Chigami. Looks like Cogito Elk is heading for the water, and so is Isan Chigami of China. As the first superstar against Beepers is just man Morris been out. Yep, number 7 who went to rest. Number 1 also went to rest, but he took a shortcut and he will wind up in first place, which means this race will go to the next best standing. As the next BS we made by number 5. And Cogito Elk trying to wrap things up over Isan Chigami, and he will be. Cogito Elk is going to face Hugo Garcia and Spain in the round of 8. As number 2 will close out the speed race. Thank you, China, for all your support, and congratulations to you, Panama. Coming up, we got more Zayachi for you, but first have a look at this. Oh, it's a glorious starry night here in New York City for the annual tournament champions. Lucky number 7 of the round 16 will be Oleg Pan of Israel and Tutu LaJoint of Argentina. Only one East Chao will have the lucky dip to move on to the round of 8. Let's see what happens here. Everyone is on the clock, and let's spark this place. Okay, Oleg Pan and Tutu LaJoint both have the lucky charm for those fans smiling in attendance so far today. But only one of their dreams will continue in the round 8 for one more race. Tutu LaJoint off to a good start ahead of Oleg Pan. And it looks like Oleg Pan is heading for the water. Number 8 decided to go to rest. Yep. And who will get the first speed bus as Tutu LaJoint taunts to the ground. Tutu LaJoint indeed gets the first speed bus on his face, trying to lift Argentina to the round of 8. And Oleg Pan is going to rest. That means Tutu LaJoint will have command of the lead. Number 5 will have to push about with Oleg Pan for second place. As number 1, who desperately needs help every now and then, takes speed bus number 2. Tutu LaJoint is going to make Argentina happy for one more race. As number 6 takes next speed bus, that was bad pig that there. Tutu LaJoint moves on for Argentina. Thank you, Israel, for all your support. Tutu LaJoint, congratulations. You and Argentina are moving on to the round 8. And let's find out who will join Argentina with this next race. For race number 8, to complete the round 16, we have Bego Nose of Estonia and João Carlos of Poland. The winner will go on to face Tutu LaJoint and Team Argentina in the round of 8, which will take place later on in the show. So, without further ado, good luck to these two players. Everyone's on the clock, and please start the race. Okay, the next 2 nations are underway. The last 2 nations for the round 16 for this round anyway. Estonia and Poland trying to claim the final spot for the round of 8 as the tournament champions continues here in New York City, the Empire State City of America. And right now, who is going to get the first speed bus? It is number 2, Natsu. And number 1 made to the water, but he failed to pay off his gamble over at the top of the hill. Oh well, how to swim over at the water path, folks. And who is going to have speed bus number 2? It's number 5. Well, he taunts for 1, but he should have the lead over 6-7 Chao in second place, ahead of number 2. And João Carlos is going to celebrate with Poland. Bego Nose won't have enough distance to catch up to João Carlos in time. João Carlos is our winner. Number 7, 6 speed bus was too late. Social Power calls complete setting for the round 8 for Team Poland. Thank you, Estonia, for all your support. I know he has no hope for surviving whatsoever, but as always, next year, Poland, congratulations, you're going to face Argentina in round 8, and we will proceed to the round 8 after we present a word from this. Eight nations have made it thus far in the tournament here in New York City tonight. But now, it's time to find out which 4 of those nations will have the right to get a chance at becoming the next Supreme Champion of the Chao Racing Universe for 2021. And it all begins for the round 8 play with Benan Yawes of France and Anji Radosto of Sweden. So, the round 8 races will be held on the Sapphire course. France and Sweden, get ready. One of you 2 nations is going to be the first finalist for the 2021 Grand Final this year. Who's it going to be? We're about to find out the answer right now. Please start the race. Okay, so Benan and Anji are up first for the round of 8 as the 8 nations determine their fortunes and fates in hopes of becoming the next Supreme Champion of the Chao Racing Universe. Anji Radosto, also an excellent star for Team Sweden. He wants with Sweden to another Grand Final appearance. Benan better hurry up if he wants to lift France to the Grand Final. Well, who is going to get the first big race this time around? It's number 1, Natsu. And down goes 1 to throw a Chao for the count. Benan Yawes trying to keep up with Anji Radosto's pace in the current morning. Anji Radosto leading as they make their way towards home stretch. Benan trying to get speed buzz, and yes, she gets a speed buzz, and here she comes. Anji Radosto better watch out. Benan Yawes is right on his tail, and I do believe Benan is going to make the pass from Anji at the home stretch. As number 8, well, the next class, yes, Anji Radosto trying to get back the lead, but it looks like Benan Yawes is going to with France to the Grand Final this year for 2021. And there you have it, folks. Benan Yawes with France to the Grand Final as number 1 will close on the US. Thank you, Sweden, for all your support. And France, we'll see you in the Grand Final, and we'll be back for race number 2 after this. So we have France for finalist number 1 in the Grand Final this year. So now the question is, who is going to be finalist number 2? Well, we will definitely know it's going to be either Kenya or Saudi Arabia who will get finalist number 2 spot this year, as Thiago Swan of Kenya takes on Nonak Pan of Saudi Arabia. So, back to the Sapphire course, and we wish Thiago and Nonak of Kenya and Saudi Arabia best of luck in hopes of reaching the Grand Final. Good luck to the next 2 participants, and let's rock this place! Okay, so the last time Kenya made it to the Grand Final was in 2014. Saudi Arabia yet to experience a Grand Final appearance for their career. Right now, a couple still with Chao going to rest. Number 7 leading the way over Nonak and Thiago, who are battling for second. As number 5 will start the speed rest for this race. He was going to rest. And right now, number 6 is getting straight in last place behind number 2. And it looks like all of our Chao are going to be climbing up the wall. So the next speed is probably going to be made by our leader. Yep, and it is indeed Thiago Swan of Kenya who will take speed number 2. And look at that. He doesn't need to go to rest. Of course, Nonak Pan is going to rest. So Thiago Swan will have full control of the lead over Nonak Pan. As the next speed will be made by number 2. And Thiago Swan should have this race all wrapped up easily, ladies and gentlemen. Nonak Pan will not have enough distance to catch up to Thiago Swan in time. As number 1 takes next speed bus, Thiago Swan is finalist number 2 for Kenya. Big thank you to Saudi Arabia for making it thus far. Number 2 show a dominate over the 6-7 Chao. He will come in second place. Congratulations, Kenya. It's been 7 years since your first Grand Final appearance, and now you have another chance to have a Supreme Champion this year. Back for race number 3 in a bit. Do not go away. Now, for race number 3 of the round of 8 will be Hugo Garcia of Spain or Cogito Elk of Panama. There's only one way to find out. There's a look at the lineup. The fates and fortunes of these next two nations are on the line. Good luck to these two teams, and please start the race! Alright, so Spain and Panama will have the right to battle for the first spot in this year's grand final, and down goes Cochito for the count. Right now he has a dominating lead, but watch out for Hugo's power ability. He has an S-rank in power, and who is going to get the first speed bus this time around? It is going to be none other than number 6, who was pausing from 1, but now he will have the lead over the 6 Silver Child with third place. And right now, number 2 is getting straight in last place behind the competition. As the superstar to get speed bus number 2 is Cochito Elg, and he was going to rest. That means Hugo Garcia will have command of the lead. Now Hugo will have the privilege to defend the lead over Cochito Elg at the home stretch. And as number 6 takes his second speed bus to the base, looks like Hugo Garcia is going to have plenty of room to spare for Team Spain. Spain is heading back to the grand final here, folks. Hugo Garcia is spot number 3 in the 2021 grand final. As number 8 gets a speed bus, and that was a pity at that time. The last time Spain won a tournament was in 2015. Thank you, Panama, for all your support. Maybe this year we'll have the 4th Supreme Champion Spain back for race number 4 in a bit to knock our way. And finally, for determine the spot for finalist number 4, we have Tudor Join of Argentina and Chao Carlos of Poland. The winner of this next race will go on to face France, Kenya, and Spain in the grand final for 2021. So, good luck to Argentina and Poland on a quest for victory to continue to become the next great Supreme Champion. Let's find out who has what it takes to get a chance at a Supreme Champion. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place. Alright, remember what's at stake here, folks. Number 1 decided to go to rest, so he will be left behind in the competition for a while. Tudor and Chao do not want to miss out on their chance to wait until next year. They want to get to the grand final this year. It's a close contest so far in the only run. And who is going to get the first speed bus of this race? It is going to be number 8, who went to rest along with number 6. Or number 7. 1 or 2. Anyway, number 8 is currently leading over the 6 Silver Child in the back. As the superstar to get speed bus number 2 is number 6. And that should move up a couple places that time. Looks like Chao Carlos is going to move on for Poland. I don't think Tudor Join is going to have any chance to catch up to Chao. Nope. As number 7 takes next speed bus, Chao Carlos is going to get Poland to the grand final for 2021. Chao Carlos is spot number 4 for Team Poland. Thanks, Argentina, for all your support. And Chao, congratulations to you. We will see you and Team Poland in the grand final. So, congratulations to the nations of France, Kenya, Spain, and Poland for reaching this year's 2021 grand final. One of those nations is going to crown a Supreme Champion momentarily, and will have the honor to host next year's Tournament of Champions. All 4 nations will receive an automatic bid to next year's tournament, and we'll find out who has what it takes to win it all for 2021 when we return with the exciting grand final. Hello, fans of New York City. How is everyone today? Pretty good. This is the host yourself, Brandon Jennings, and I want to take this time to send a special send-off to all of your fans cheering on all 48 nations, especially to our 50,000 plus fans here in the USA, and to all the staff who helped set up the props and set decorations, who helped make this year's Tournament of Champions possible. Now let's hope for the very best, and once again, here's Patrick Sweeney to guide us to the grand final. Patrick! And with Brandon's monologue, it is time for the 2021 grand final. Tonight, we will find out if our new Supreme Champion will be either Benan Jarvis of France, Diago Swan of Kenya, Hugo Garcia of Spain or Chao Carlos of Poland. The grand final race will be held on the Emerald course. Brandon, are you ready to help us out? Good. And audience, are you ready to count down backwards from 5 to start the grand final? Well then, best of luck to our 4 finalists one more time in hopes of becoming the next Supreme Champion. Alright, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's have a chill race. And with that sound, the 4 grand finalists, France, Kenya, Spain, and Poland, are battling to find out who is going to claim the Supreme Champion's throne. Diego Swan is off to a good start for Kenya, but how long his lead will last, we'll soon know, and he looks like he's going to be heading for the water as the first superstar against Bebas on the 2021 Grand Final of the Tournament Champions is Hugo Garcia of Team Spain, and Bernardo is not too far behind in second place, trying to catch up with Diego Swan of Kenya. As Hugo Garcia, the Spanish native of the Spain Empire, opens this one up with back-to-back speeders, and he was flying a little bit. Good strategy so far, but still a long way to go to catch up with the crowd. Numbers 1 and 2 are battling for DUI fast. The next speeders were made by Chao Carlos. He represents Team Poland's world champion, and he's trying to catch up to both Bernardo and Diego Swan, who are battling for the lead up in the front. And who got the next one? It's number 7. That was a pity that time, but at least he's leading over the 4 Silver Chow, that's for sure. And number 2 passes from 1. So he'll be left behind in the competition as we head back into number 7. That's a better speed bus that time for number 7. And he dominates over the 4 Silver Chow. And there goes Chao Carlos. He is at the top of the hill as number 8 will get a turn now. And right now it looks like Bennett Jones is going to rest, and so is Hugo Garcia. It's going to be a close one. Who's going to be the Supreme Champion? Well, Hugo Garcia will get another turn. That makes his first P-Bus race. But I think the Supreme Champion is going to be Diego Swan of Kenya, and France is not going to make the miracle statement, and so is Team Poland. So, as number 7 gets his first P-Bus, Kenya's going to be in a celebration mood tonight because Diego Swan is the 2021 Supreme Champion. Kenya wins it all in 2021. Chao Carlos is the runner-up for Poland, and coming in the third is Bernardo of France. Thank you, finalists, for all your support, and congratulations, Kenya. Back for the closing ceremony after these messages. And now, ladies and gentlemen of the Chao Racing universe, presenting the final standings for this year's 2021 Chao Racing Tournament of Champions. In third place, with all the high soaring experience you will always have all year long, big round of applause for Bernardo of France. In second place, with the cunning of the power and strength he learns from his courage, Chao Carlos of Poland. And in first place, and the winner of this year's Tournament of Champions event, Kenya, give her a big cheer for your 2021 Supreme Champion, Diego Swan. Congratulations to you, Diego Swan, and all of your fans, staff, and masters of Team Kenya. You are the first African country ever to win the annual Tournament of Champions. That means next year's Tournament of Champions will be held in Nairobi City, the capital of Kenya itself. Diego, take your place on your Supreme Champion's throne. And one more time, let's hear it for the Supreme Champion, Diego Swan! Well, that's it for the 31st annual Chao Racing Tournament of Champions. It's been fun having all of you along for the ride. Thanks again for another great year, and we hope to do it again next year in Nairobi City in 2022. So, this is your Commissioner Patrick Winnie reminding you to have a great year ahead, and don't forget this, we will see you in Nairobi! And this is Ben and Channing, the honorary host of Honor, signing off. Join us next week for more exciting action here on Chao Racing 2021 in the USA. Keep on smiling and so long, everybody!